Just bought this Dyson V10 vacuum cleaner and mounted it on the wall as per the instructions. Now there are 5 tools that came with it. Here's one of them here. And they fit, well, at least 2 of them fit in with a vacuum cleaner, but the other 3 tools don't have mounting brackets for them, so I'm going to try to make some. And I'm going to make those out of aluminum. So if we go out to the shop now, I'll show you how I'm getting started on this. I've got some aluminum tubing here, and the outside diameter is 1 inch 654, and the inside diameter is 1 inch 385. And I'm going to take a piece of this and cut it off, and it's going to be about 2 1/4 inches long to start with. And we'll put that in the lathe, and we're going to do some boring. Here's one of the tools, and we have a diameter here that I'm trying to accommodate in this piece. I've already done some boring on it, and it looks like we're pretty close to fitting. Doesn't have to be perfect, it can't be too tight, but a little sloppy is okay. So the inside diameter of this is ready to go. Now we have these little raised pieces on each side, and I have to make clearance for them, otherwise this is not going to fit in the hole. So I'm going to try to do that on the mill. So let's go over to the mill and see how we're going to do that. My rotary table to mount this, my spindle and the chuck on the rotary table have been aligned already. So at least on the x-axis I'm in the right position, leaving my y-axis free to move around. So what I'm going to do is cut into this sideways and cut straight down the length of this cutter, which is just over 1 inch. So let's go ahead with that. There's one groove done. Now we just have to crank over on the y-axis and do the other side at 180 degrees. Okay, this is what it looks like on the inside, the 2 slots. And when we put this in here, the slots line up with the raised parts here. And if you push down on the locking mechanism, that will make it slide in easier. And that also keeps it in. And pretty tight too, until you press the little red button and it slides out pretty easy. So it's almost done now. I've got a piece of 2x4 here. These are 1.5 inch holes, which when measured actually come to 1.52. And we bored those out with a hole boring tool. I have one somewhere, I put it away. I'm sure you know what I mean though. So I went all the way through with these holes. And the idea now is to take these and press them into the holes, but they're too big. So these holes being 1 inch 520, I thought I'd make these somewhere around 1 inch 535, something like that. There is a little bit of difference when you measure these holes one to another. That's 1 530, and this one is 1/532. So I'm going to take this diameter down here to 145 inches, or pardon me, 1 inch, 540 thousandths for this side. I'm going to take it down and I'm going to go about an inch in with that and then see how it fits in the holes. Okay, we've got it down to size, and in this hole it's just starting. It's a little tight. This hole, if I remember, was a little bit bigger, and that's definitely going to go into that hole easy. I can push it in by hand. So each hole may need a little bit of consideration when you're taking this down. Measure the hole and then make the part to suit the hole. So here's the finished product. I've got it mounted on the 2x4. I've drilled a hole at the top and a hole at the bottom for some wood screws, because I do have a wood backing to the wall in that area. If not, you would have to use some plastic inserts there to hang it on the wall. And these buttons, you really should press them in order to get these out. Although you can pull them out without pushing the buttons. They come a lot easier if you push the little button first. And the same thing for putting them back in. Forgot to mention, one of them was a little loose. I used the Weld Bonds wood glue to make sure that one doesn't come out, right? Because it didn't press very good.